I'm Jo, the lead designer from ZSA, and today I want to show you a bit more about the Halfmoon and how I use it in my work.
So first things first, the Halfmoon is completely customizable and all of that happens in our online editor Oryx. So as I click a key here, we have 4 options and I can assign something to it. We also have different layers you can switch between, which I'm using for different programs. Just to give you a quick overview of a few things you could use the Halfmoon for, here's how I've set it up with my drawing tablet. I've assigned all my shortcuts, things I would usually use a whole keyboard for, to just a few simple taps. For example, I can quickly just make a new layer. I can also change my brush size and also even the hardness of my brush here. So if I tap, you can see I'm making it smaller. If I hold, I'm making it much softer. And then the same for cycling up through brush sizes. And then I can also, I've got this one mapped to the eraser, so I can just quickly change to that if I'm, working between brush strokes and erasing. It's really quick to switch between those two. I've also got this cycled up to, you can see my layers panel here, so I can quickly cycle through those with just a tap instead of going and selecting them. I've also got this mapped up to switch my fill and stroke colors, so if I go back to my brush here, you'll see I can just quickly tap between fill and stroke, switching those. And then really common ones that I'm using all the time is undo and redo. I've just got those set up there. You can also zoom in, zoom out. If I'm zooming in, I often just hold down here so I can pan and drag and work on finer details. And then this one here, I've got set up to save my artwork. So I can basically hit that if I'm saving for the first time, it will bring up the save dialog. Otherwise, it will just, save my artwork as I'm working on it. And that basically eliminates the need for a keyboard on my desk here while I'm drawing. Another program that I use the Halfmoon in really often is Lightroom. It just cuts down on editing time for me. It's been a lot more comfortable than using a full keyboard. So I'm going to switch to my Lightroom layer here. And that just means that basically all the keys here now are the ones that I've set up to work in Lightroom. Just a few that I use all the time, changing to crop mode and then switching the orientation. You can also then click and drag there. Copying and pasting my settings across from one photo to the next, or even to a whole group of photos. And then over here I've just got these ones mapped to quickly cycle through the orientation. And then if I'm using my mouse over here, whatever I've selected, I can also go through that with my arrow keys. These are just really basic actions. You can absolutely get more advanced in this, but these are shortcuts that would take you a few seconds each time or crunch your hand into an uncomfortable position. And now it's just all there at the literal touch of a button. You might be thinking, how do I remember which keys are which? And for that, we've got this handy little tool called Keymap. You can just shrink it down and pin it to your screen, and then you've got a reference right there for what all your keys are. You don't have to use Keymap with your Halfmoon. It will work exactly the same without it, but it is really handy to just help learn quicker. We also have a really fun training mode called Whack a Key in Oryx, which can help you learn your layout and just build muscle memory. So the sound of my keys in this video is quite loud. You can probably already hear when I'm pressing them. And the reason for that is because the switch that I'm using currently is the Kale Box White. It's a clicky switch, it's just what I prefer, but you can always go for something quieter or softer. And that's a quick overview of the Halfmoon. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.